They say that only the good die young. I say only the weak die young. The strong, they live forever. But what does it mean to be weak or strong? To me, it doesn't have anything to do with your physical attributes. It has everything to do with your mind. We are all terminally ill. We are all terminally weak. Do you know why? Because we are all addicted to instant gratification. As children, we cry and scream until we get what we want. As adults, we work hard and play harder until we get what we want. What we don't understand is that the real world, the real life, it's not about what you want. It's about what you don't want. It's about what you're willing to give up today in order to get what you truly, deeply, madly desire. It's about delaying gratification. And that's where most people go wrong. When I was 19, I read a book called The Millionaire Fastlane. It changed my entire perception of money, wealth, and how to build it. In the book, the author talks about two different types of people. He calls them red lights and green lights. Red light people, they see a red light, they stop. Green light people, they see a green light, they go, red light people. When they see an opportunity, they think, okay, I'm going to need some more information. I'm going to need to study this a little bit more. I'm going to need to do a little more research. Green light people, they see an opportunity, they go for it. They take action. That's what separates the haves from the have-nots. That's what separates the rich from the poor. It's not their intelligence. It's not their background. It's their willingness to delay gratification. In 2012, I was working at a tech company as a sales rep. I had a really good product. It was a cloud-based software as a service. And we had this one client, okay? And this client, they were in the food industry. They owned a bunch of restaurants and they wanted to put our software into all of their restaurants. Now, this was a big deal. This was like 6 figures on the line. So, of course, I'm super excited. I go to the first restaurant. We get the sales rep there. I demo the software. They love it. They want it. We get it set up. Everything's going great. And then we go to the second restaurant, and the second restaurant goes great. When we get to the third restaurant, and the third restaurant, something comes up. They say, you know what? We're not interested. No problem. Okay, we move on. We close 5 deals, no problem. We lose 5 deals, no problem. That's part of the process. But what we do is we go back to the first 2 restaurants that said yes, and we check in on them. Lo and behold, the first 2 restaurants that said yes, they backed out as well. I was devastated. I was crushed. I was like, dude, I did everything right. I thought we had it. Why did they back out? My manager at the time says something that really shocked me. Said, Andrew, sometimes you got to hold people's feet to the fire. Sometimes you got to call them and say, hey, remember that thing you said you wanted last week? Yeah, you're going to have to buy it today. I was like, but I thought they wanted it. And he says, that's the difference between red light people and green light people. Sometimes you have to force them to go green. Sometimes you have to force them to take action. What does this have to do with love? Everything? The ability to love someone is the ability to put someone else's needs above your own. And the only way you can do that is if you have self-discipline. The strongest form of love is self-love. Because if you can't love yourself, if you can't make yourself happy, if you can't keep yourself healthy, then how can you keep someone else happy? How can you keep someone else healthy? The idea that someone else is going to complete you, that someone else is going to make you happy, it's a fallacy. Like the Wizard of Oz, you have to go through the entire journey. You have to face all the challenges. You have to overcome all the obstacles. And then at the end, when you finally get to the wizard, he's going to tell you something that's going to shock you. He's going to tell you that you've had the power all along. That's what love is. Love is having the strength to push forward even when you don't feel like it. That's why self-discipline is the only love you'll ever need.